We have to do a triple check. Okay,
Oh,
yes, it did. Okay, cool. All right.
alive!
Why you
Uh,
always do that?
I don't know. Anyway, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fall as They May. Sorry about our little 1 week hiatus, but we're back. As you can see, we are currently down two players. One Miss Emily and one Mr. Rick. They will. Emily will hopefully be able to join us sometime later tonight. If not, she'll probably be here next week. And Rick's gonna be gone for the foreseeable future, at least the next 3 weeks.
Hmm.
Uh, I hope you guys appreciate the new setup. I've kind of been. I can't quite get our cameras separate, so you're just gonna have to deal with the big black box in the middle with our cameras. It worked better
It's
than
gonna
Roll
it's gonna
20.
require you to do a little bit more effort.
Yeah, I'll just have to.
It just works.
I just have to do a little bit of work with it. It's no big deal.
It just
Uh,
works.
oh, someone messaged. No, it was David. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So last we left off, the favored few had finished up, uh, escaping from the town of Nightshan alongside a dragonborn named Taro Duray, and made their way into the grand palace of the Sanguine Empire to meet with Emperor Daelor Alf to discuss the situation that had unfolded, as well as receive any punishment if there was to be some. Nakax stepped forward, attempted to take all the blame for the party's for what had happened in Nightshan, and the Emperor sentenced him to 40 years of prison, 10 of that sentence that would be served in under one of the noble houses. Ezreal, not willing to accept and not wanting to accept Nakax being gone for that long, offered to split his sentence, giving herself 20 years. The Emperor agreed to these terms, and the two were carted away. However, before they were carted away, the Emperor gave them a choice. If they could deal with some creatures that had been popping up in the barely still living forest area that they have managed to preserve, all charges would be dropped. The party accepted these terms, though Nakax and Ezreal were taken. They made their way to the outskirts of the still living forest, and upon arriving, a few hours after arriving, were approached by two individuals, Taro and an elven archer with a hawk flying around him. They made their way in, and through a rather long fight, which the GM apologizes for, I retooled the creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually defeated the creatures, and upon a quick search, found nothing more. However, Hildy managed to locate what appeared to be a blackened root that was attached to one of the trees, alongside several sets of footprints not belonging to anybody from the Empire. They returned in the dead of night, brought it to the Emperor's attention, and the Emperor explained to them that he would like them to stay the night to discuss the item, the artifact that they had acquired, as well as the existence of additional artifacts. The party was seen to separate chambers, and that is where we left off. So, you guys are finished arriving to each of your respective chambers. The servants leave you with a bow before walking away, saying that if you should need anything, that there are bells next to each of the beds. Just ring that if you require any aid. And they make their way out.
I do have a random question.
Yes.
If I do not eat, will I suffer a point of exhaustion?
Technically you haven't eaten all day. I'd probably have you make a con check. Or a con save.
Same with Macax.
Yeah, if you guys haven't been eating all day, I'll say make me a con save.
Macax would not have eaten until he knew that Esrayle was safe.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a constitution saving throw. Both of you. Okay.
Shout out to my internet connection for being unstable.
Oh, dude. Shout out to that connection.
So it might take a while to boot this up.
That is okay.
Oh, dude.
All right.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can use your player icons instead of using your
Did you
journal
buy the pro
avatars.
service for Zoom? Chris, I will let you know now that I didn't. However, the first call, apparently they waived the time, like the 40-minute lock period. So we've been having this call going for 4 hours. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crisis averted.
So Luke, go ahead. Con save if you can.
Um,
Oh, there she is. Anyways.
I'm doing my best here.
Would you like me to roll one for you?
Just yes, please. It's not.
What's your modifier?
I don't know. My character sheet isn't loaded.
Oh,
All right, it's okay. You got a 14. You're fine.
Okay.
All right. So, favorite few. What would you like to do?
Have any of us eaten all day, or
You
besides those two?
guys. Well, you could always request a meal from the servants if you'd like.
Hmm.
I would be doing that, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do the same.
So one of them will say, "Very well. Just give us a few moments. I have to wake up the chefs. Any requests?"
Whatever is most convenient for you.
What do you recommend?
Well, at this time of night, we could possibly throw together some bacon, eggs, perhaps. It's the quickest thing we could put together. Let's just say the Empress has quite a bit of a savory tooth.
Is there any way I could get you to also feed him?
Bosco will look up, kind of. His eyes are kind of going off in separate directions as he looks up. And say, sure. I think we might have some. Does he eat anything?
Technically, yes. Meat is preferable.
I think we can get together some food. Give us 30 minutes. We'll go wake up one of the chefs, and we will have your food brought to you immediately.
Thank you so much.
And they will go ahead and turn back and leave.
in my
So-
room, there's going to be about a half hour of just sitting on the edge of the bed, just looking at the wall.
Repeat that. You were very quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's not just me.
I was saying there's just going to be a half hour alone in my room, sitting on the edge of the bed, just looking at it, dead silence.
So you're kind of post up on the bed. The first thing that you realize is as you try to lay down on the bed is it's almost like you're moving.
I would not have wanted to lay on the bed.
No. Like this is just trying to sit on the bed. Like as you sit down, it's almost like you just have this constant sway about you. Like as if the ground underneath you as if the bed underneath you is uneven in a way. As you kind of look down, you notice that the bed is actually kind of flowing, almost like it's made of water.
Waterbed, fancy.
Mm-hmm. Is it magic waterbed, or is it waterbed?
Then it's not really a place to really sit down on. Nakax instead is probably just going to go ahead and stand up and.
Okay. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to get up from a waterbed, but if it's your first time ever doing it, it's kind of a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even sitting down, if he noticed that it was weird, it's like
Yeah. I mean, it's comfortable, but it's definitely an odd sensation.
Yeah, he's already up. He's
Okay.
by this point like just leaned up against the wall, probably head against it, and just staring.
All right. Anything anybody else is doing?
Yes, I would actually, with the whole Nakax being sad and everything, of course I'm going to go visit Aster Florence.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and go
Sure.
out to Nakax's room.
So as you guys exit your respective
shit.
rooms after putting some stuff down, you and Ezreal will meet in the hallway.
Pleasure seeing you here.
Ah, just who I was hoping to see, actually. Did everything go right while we were gone?
Yes, we had to deal with this annoying ranger, but we were able to get the job done. But there was some stuff I need to discuss with you as well.
Yes. I think we need to talk. All of us need to talk. Do you think you and Ravioli could help us out, gathering everyone together?
If everyone wants to come, it's not a problem.
Thank you.
And I guess I'll try and find Goo's
Okay.
room.
All
I
right.
mean, you kind of walked away from where it was at, so.
Yeah, so easy enough. You kind of go back, and as you open a door, you'll see Goo is just kind of tending to Bosco, just messing around. Bosco, as you Goo, as you kind of try to put Bosco on the bed, you see him just kind of flop out, his arms and legs out with his belly down, and he's just moving with the water. And you can see he's like his eyes are kind of darting all around the place, really not sure how to take the situation.
No.
What a good boy.
Goo, we're holding a group meeting. If you can, meet me, I believe, in Ezreal's room. Or in the hallway if you want to.
Is there a time or just as soon as possible?
As soon as possible would be preferable. And I'm gonna go
Alright.
and try and wake up the rest of the group.
All right, so you quickly gather Hildy, who is in the process of kind of setting her stuff down. You go over to the room that should be Volok's, and you see the window of his room open. And as you kind of look out, you see him scaling down the side of the palace.
What do you think you're doing?
It's too comfortable in there. It's nicer out here.
We're having a group meeting, so you'll need to be here for a little bit longer. I hope you get out.
And I'll go ahead and hand over hand, just climb back through the window. All right. And he'll follow you back through with Hildy.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you will all reconvene in one room.
Nakax is still not going, not until Sword of the Wind.
Well, they're coming to your room.
Oh, I thought it was my room.
Oh, are you going to your room or Nakax's room?
I thought it was my room.
I mean, if you want to gather Nakax, then that's your thing. Since I'm trying to gather everyone.
I'll go and collect Nakax.
We're hanging out on the stairs like the cool kids.
Smoking in the bathroom.
Alright, you're gonna go ahead and knock on the door. No response.
Nakax, are you in there?
Still no answer.
Is the door locked?
Did you lock the door?
I did.
Yes, it is locked.
Alright. Hopefully my character sheet does so.
I guess Steve told it.
Thieves tools this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beauty.
Nakax.
Go ahead and roll a d20. Adding your. I'll look at your decks I'll look at your stuff real quick. Hang on.
My character sheet's loaded up now.
Okay, good. Yeah, so go ahead and give me a dexterity check and add your proficiency modifier.
Whoops.
No, that's correct. So 12.
Okay.
All right. So this is a palace, and the doors are the locks are definitely a bit more reinforced. Nakax, you will hear a on your door. However, after a few moments of trying, the door will not unlock.
Nakax, please. I want to see you.
There's just a single loud thud as Nakax just hammer fists against the wall one time, and he'll just move toward the door, unlock it.
Okay.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, then let me have this. You can't let me leave. And then you can't even let me not hurt you. I've already told you I'm not good. I have no place here. What the fuck do you want from me? Do you want love? Because I can certainly give love, but if it means to be part of this group and be part of this grand charade like I'm some sort of goddamn clown, that's not happening. I can't see you hurt. And I can't keep hurting everyone else.
Is that what you think this is? Just some charade?
By me, it has been. My entire life has been a charade. It's all been some sort of great joke. It's just all my life just being told, "Oh, Nakax, you're a goddamn fool, Nakax. Why do you keep living, Nakax? Why are you here in Calren? Why don't you just die?" And all the time, I kept telling myself, "That's not my purpose. My purpose isn't to die. My purpose is to rise above, like every other hero that I've ever seen, heard, or otherwise." And no, that's not it either. Because they're not real. Destiny's bullshit.
Don't say that. Nakax. Why can't I help you? No matter what I do, all I want to do is make sure you're okay. I want to help. I'll be damned if I give up on you. Is it something I'm doing? Is it...
No,
Look,
you and everyone else, you're grand, you're perfect. You're everything that I read and admired and wanted to be, but I can't.
you...
I don't have what you have. I don't have what they have. What I have is a puppet.
What
you-
exactly do you think that we have?
Whoa.
Wait,
I
think
go.
I will say, if Goo wants to step in, you guys could probably.
We're all in the same area, kind of.
Oh, I thought we were like at the staircase being
There's
the
no
goth
stair.
kid.
There is no staircase.
I would make a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought. I'm sorry.
Stupid.
I'll say go unless you, because I assume they closed the door. Unless they implicitly walked in. Unless you opened the door and just walked in, I'll say you guys hear Goo's voice from the other side of the door.
Listening the whole time.
As Goo would probably be one to do.
Yeah, I probably would have cracked the door open, but I would not have let Ezra in.
Oh, okay. So Ezra, if you guys are having this conversation in what is essentially the hallway, the party could hear this conversation. Sorry, continue.
Please. Please let me help you.
We're gonna get your cloak back. And when we do, when everything goes back to status quo, I'll have no favors. I'll have no other need to be here. Once you have what you need, I'm gone.
Please don't say that. What if you're what I need? Then what?
What you needed was... What you needed was the liar. What you needed was some sort of fake. This here, this is me. This pathetic loser. This is the real me.
Nakax.
I'm not some grand magician. I can't be the greatest magician across the plains. I can't aspire to find the very core of magic. I can't even plead to a god to say, please grant me some type of vengeance, without being slapped in the face and told no. And then when I try and I try and I try, friends die around me. Because that's who I really am.
Nakax, I've seen the real you. I've seen who you are. You're the type of person to give everything. I've seen you give everything in a battle, just to protect us. And that's... I know you don't believe me, but that's what being a true hero is. And that's what you are.
Yeah, I have given everything. I've given everything over and over and over again, and what has it accomplished? Tell me, Esrayle, what has it accomplished? I've made us travel forward through time when we shouldn't have. I've been forced to try to fight off some gnome that shouldn't have been a challenge at all, and I've seen you and Oct die. And only by fate were you able to come back. What good has giving everything done, except for me falling down in combat and then waking up to see Balak and Archibald fall. And then when I think there's a chance to bring Archibald back and leave Balak, this brute, this bully, and let him rot. Instead, Archibald decides he doesn't want to come back. He doesn't want to try to give everything. He doesn't want to be a hero either. Maybe I've given up too much of everything. What if I have nothing left? What else do I have to give? Do I have to go ahead and start peeling the scales off my skin? Is that what you want?
No. Nakax. You still have me. You still have us. We're still a team.
You are still a team. All of you are a team. I can't. I try to be a team player. I try so hard to be a leader, and instead I fall into the same mistakes over and over and over again. I can't keep doing this.
Then we just have to break the cycle.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So when we get your cloak, when we go ahead and we fix what my mistake was, at least here, then I'm gone.
Nakax, I'm the one who chose to take the blame. I'm the one who lost the cloak. It's my responsibility to get it back.
And if it wasn't for me trying to step forward and try to make sure that I set everything right, it wouldn't have made you. Why do you have to be so stubborn? Why do you have to be like this? Why do you even care? You grew up in a harsh reality, and yet somehow you were able to overcome it. You're better than me. Is that what you want to hear too?
Not at all. We're the same. I used to be just like you. All I wanted to do was give up. All I wanted to do was kill myself. And I'm not going to let you fall down the same hole I fell down. I had someone help me out. And if you don't have that, I don't know.
What do the others think of me?
I think you're a selfish child, that's what you are.
Asta.
All he can think about is himself. He doesn't care about anything else.
Says the one hiding behind a mask.
I'm not the one searching for glory, willing to risk his party's life for it.
I'm not the one continuously hiding behind everyone else. At the very least, I struggle. I get up front. And I face my challenges. And even though I get kicked and I get brutalized, I keep trying to stand right back the fuck up.
Don't you think we've all done that? How do you think we all have gotten here? You think you're the only one who struggled in their life to get to be this grand adventurer? No, all of us have struggled to get here. I've risked my life multiple times to get here. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into my magic. And you're just gonna discredit that? Just because you say I'm better than you? Just because you deserve it?
No, because you are better. In fact, if you think I'm so much of a danger, I'm going to go ahead and reach out my pack and I'm going to toss a dagger at Aster.
You're gonna throw a dagger at him, or you're gonna toss one at him to him?
I'm going to toss it for him to catch.
Oh, okay.
Do I need to make a dex check?
No, if it's just an underhanded toss, you can catch it if you care enough to.
And
Well,
I'm
you
going to go right up to Aster and I'm going to go ahead and just get right up to him chest to chest. Do it.
Hildy will immediately run between both of you and push you both away. Say, whoa, calm down.
No, he thinks I'm a threat. He thinks that I'm not worth it. So you know what? How about he goes ahead and he plants the dagger right through my heart. Right here, man.
You're a coward.
You feel
Am I?
All you can do is run away.
Aster and Nakax, you both feel both yourselves getting hoisted up as Valak grabs onto both of the cloaks around your neck and will lift you guys both up in the air, and he will say, stop it, both of you. You're both acting like children. He'll look, he's still holding you and he'll look at you, and Nakax says, look, kid, if you think that this is the way you need to go, well, then you have my support. And Aster, I agree with you. He's definitely been selfish. But yelling at each other ain't gonna accomplish anything. He lets both of you go down.
There's
This
one
is
thing I have to ask. Why are you so obsessed with being a martyr, of dying a beautiful death?
who are you talking? This was to Nakax?
Yeah, Nakax.
Okay.
Who else would I be talking about to?
I didn't quite hear the full thing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my apologies.
It's no
Jordan,
problem.
you're muted, I think.
Am I right?
No, you're good. You're good now.
couldn't
You're
hear-
good now. You're good now. Go ahead. Continue.
Not my brother, not Archibald, not Octa, not anyone. And yet somehow by luck, by fate, I don't know what the fuck to call it, Instead, I just keep coming back, and instead, it's like a game. It's a stupid game that just keeps me going, and instead, I should have never been here.
Nakax, do you know how many times you've brought us together? And you're going to let one mistake tear that apart.
It's not just one. It's been a series of mistakes leading up all to here. All to a point where I've hurt Aster, I've tried shoving everyone away, and yet I can't breathe. I can't think, and I can't deal with this anymore.
Then what of your parents? What of Calren? What of the world?
Calren is gone. You know what I wanted to do when I left Calren? I wanted to shove the fact that I was a hero in every single one of their faces. And you know where their faces are? They're underneath the dirt. I can't lord any sort of grandiose ideal over anyone when I can't even save those I wanted to prove wrong. Instead, I proved them right by continuously doing this. They were right to have no faith in me.
Do you need that grandiose ideal to live? Or can't you live every day of your life just doing this?
Every day I've lived a lie. Every day I've hid behind a puppet, trying to tell myself that I am destined for something greater. Instead, when I went out to be something greater, it turns out it wasn't true. There aren't any heroes. There isn't any happy ending, happily ever afters. There's not. There's nothing. So you know what? If that's all that I believed in, what is there to believe?
You don't think we're heroes? You
Oh,
know how many good things we've done? All of us together.
I believe all of you are heroes. I believe all of you do far more better than me. You're the ones that deserve this title, not me. That's why I say I kept living a lie. I kept saying to myself that as long as I kept believing and I kept having hope, that no matter what situation I came into, I would be able to conquer it. And instead of conquering it, I hurt everyone.
Then keep struggling. What if you're so close to your goal and then you just give it up all then and there right before you reach it? What then? Everything you've done would have been for nothing.
And what about your struggle?
What do you mean?
You talking about how you have all this experience, all this knowledge, all this grand escapades, yet I've never known anything that you've done. You just sit there in the back and then you act all high and mighty as though you know everything. So why can't you prove it?
Because the people who are there to prove it are dead. Or they've retired.
Well, isn't that fucking coincidence? You're just as much a nobody as I am. You just happen to be a little bit more talented.
It's not talent, it's hard work.
I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Nakax, don't. I'm gonna grab his hand.
As you go and grab his hand, you feel another hand that grabs onto your shoulder. Big, meaty hand of Valak that grips onto you and looks down and says, "Look, Israel, we may not be on the best terms, but if it's what the kid's gonna do, it's what he's gonna do. And who knows, maybe it'd be better for him. I know my time on my own taught me a lot." He looks at you again, Nakax. He kind of shows you strong.
You said you don't want to hurt me, huh? But look what you're doing now. You don't understand that I die for you, Nakax.
And I don't want to see you die.
Nakax. If Valentine really has fallen, the favorite few is all I have. We might be broken, we might be torn apart at the moment, but it's nothing we can't fix. When I say I die for you, I'm saying I die for all of you.
Rick's in the Discord, by the way.
Oh, is he? I'll message him.
I have a family now. I have a family now. I'm not going to give that up for anything.
My brother left home. He said he was looking for a way to be open with himself and the rest of the world. I thought what he was doing was just being his usual goof-off self. They said from what I saw, it seemed like he did play something. Maybe that's what I just need to find myself. But in order to do that, I need to leave this family too. Doesn't take away the fact that I love you. Doesn't take away from the fact that I love every single one of you. Because you're the only friends I know. And we are going to go ahead and fix this last thing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and head out. Good night, Essie. Good night, Faith with you.
Before he goes, I just want to say in Draconic, that's the first time anyone's ever said that to me.
I'll shut the door before kind of whispering it to myself back in Draconic. I always have.
Alright. So the door closes. The silence of the halls takes you all as you stand for a moment in contemplation or sadness. Eventually, as you find your ways back, if any of you want to talk beforehand, about 15 minutes after this conversation has been had, the servants will return with food for those who requested it. Is there anything else anyone wants to get done before the night is over? All right.
I'm gonna talk to Esrayle.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. So you will, after whether eating your food or not, you'll return to Ezreal's room. You'll go over to Ezreal's room.
I will have eaten my food except for a small amount of it.
Okay. So, Ezreal, you'll kind of see, you'll hear a quick knock and a peek in at your door. You'll see Goo kind of finishing up whatever is left, whatever food he's put into his mouth.
Hi.
Hi. You got a minute?
Yeah.
Do you want some of my food?
I'm not
No?
hungry, but thank you.
Alright. I've been thinking about this for quite a bit now, and I feel like right now might be a pretty good time. I've also had a hard time thinking about how I wanted to ask this, but I think I've come to a pretty good conclusion. And I'd like to make you an offer of knowledge for knowledge.
What do you have in mind?
Well, I'm not exactly accustomed to it myself, obviously. I stay quiet a lot. I keep thinking about my family being gone and my life being a complete wreck. But I have been dealing with it for the past however long I've been here. I don't keep track of time. I know what it's like to be hurting, and I can see that you're going to be put in a place where you're going to be hurting a lot. So I'd like to help you through it.
Really?
Yeah,
You do that?
why wouldn't I?
Thank you. I don't know how I can repay you.
That's why I said knowledge for knowledge. There's something that I've been thinking about for a couple weeks now. Actually, it's, I guess, started right before you found me. I know I told Nakax, but I don't know if I talked to the rest of you about how my family died when you found me.
No.
No. I was on night watch, as I usually was. Actually, I have been on night watch every night for the last 17 years of my life. And one night, I messed up. I fell asleep. Tremor showed up.
Shut up.
Tremor and his goons walked straight into my town, and they just started killing. I keep thinking about it. I wish I understood why. I don't. I have to wake up groggy at first, and I don't understand what's going on. But every day I wake up, and I realize that I'm not in my old life anymore. But that's not what this is about. I'm getting off track. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. If you need to talk about this, I'm here for you.
No, this is. But thank you. That's my own journey. I'm sure I'll figure out something. The thought I've been having basically since I started thinking again and actually getting hold of the fact that I'm not in my old life is that I'm not prepared for this at all. And I know you look at me and you see somebody who can fight and is capable, usually makes sound decisions, and I agree. And I started thinking that I could be capable of this, but then Octa died. I've spent the better half of my life becoming a monk and training, not in the traditional sense, strictly to keep a village protected. And when the night came, I couldn't do that. And I thought, well, if I'm going to be with these people from now on, I'm going to have to do the same thing and make up for my mistakes. And it happened again. I don't blame myself for her dying. That's not on me. That's a horrible, horrible, fucked up thing that Rembrandt did. What I'm blaming myself for is not being prepared. I can punch and break so many things. I've built myself up to do this. But I get put in situations where fists don't work anymore.
I don't think we're ever going to be prepared. I don't think we can prepare for this.
I don't think so either.
So,
But I'm damn sure gonna try.
Me too. I can't leave any of you behind. It would kill me to leave you behind.
I know.
What I said back there, I meant it. You're all my family. And I'm going to do my best to protect you, all of you. Even if that means I have to die doing it.
If I do my job, you won't have to. So, I guess back to my actual request. I want you to teach me magic.
You mean, like, holy magic?
If that's what you use, then yes. I've been thinking about this a lot. I understand that what Nakax has didn't come from somewhere else. He has it innately. I don't feel like I've known Hildy long enough to make this request, and I cannot be learning magic the same way that Aster does. I need to be active. I need to be protecting people. I need to be trying my best. And in the moment, I need to be able to do something if my fists do not work anymore. And the only person I can think that fits those jurisdictions for teaching me is you.
Then I'd love to.
Whatever it takes. And I'm going to help you deal with what you're going through. And we're going to go to your village, city, or whatever size it is. We're going to help them. Or I'm going to die trying.
Thank you. And I'm going to go in for a hug if he lets me.
Yeah.
In just this little moment in between, Rick, hi. How you doing?
Can't
Is
talk.
he here?
I don't think.
I don't know if we can hear him.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
it's
what?
something. Oof.
I don't think I can hear him either. Rick, make sure you're sharing audio if you can.
So his microphone isn't muted. There might be an issue.
You should change your
yeah.
He isn't muted.
No, when I first started up, it said it was trying to play sound audio through my mic.
Yeah.
It might be trying to record your fucking headset.
Yeah, Yeah. So like what you'll do is bottom left-hand corner
Rick, we're
on
gonna
the
need you
arrow
to
where the
type.
microphone is, and go ahead
Yeah.
and see if it's.
David, just angle your camera down a little bit. But anyway, while Rick fixes that. So, for a good portion of the night,
Do I help Rick down or?
I do not hear Rick.
No. I mean, like, help Valak down.
Oh, yeah, you will help Valak out of his cozy room and
I'll use my
into
I'll use my Featherfall spell on him.
and
Damn.
into these streets. David just heavily breathed into his mic. Way
Oof.
further than my dude. However, so for the better portion of the night, I cannot hear you, Rick. Not yet. For the better portion of the night, Esrayle, you will sit with Gu and begin taking him through the different levels of not only mental but spiritual meditation that you have to go through to really begin connecting with a deity the same way you have. It takes some doing, and Gu, I'd like you to give me a wisdom check, please.
You motherfucking character sheet. A check or
Move.
no? It's the check.
This will be a check, a wisdom check.
I would like to point out one thing. I have no knowledge of gods.
I can teach you.
Well, I prepared for this.
In character or as a player is the real.
In
Yes.
character. As a player, yes.
The player, yes. All right.
I intend for it to be this way, though.
All right. So as you kind of sit in contemplation,
Sounds-
you.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, there we go. We can hear you now. You, having gone through the training that you had, you were very comfortable with getting your body and mind into unison. As you kind of close your eyes for a moment, you hear Ezreal's voice guiding you through what would basically be a form of meditation, but much closer to prayer. As you kind of sit and focus for a moment, your consciousness begins to drift a bit from you.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh. Rick's dying. Go ahead and give me another wisdom check, please. This one will be at advantage.
Goof.
Another 15, alright. So you, once again, kind of... It takes you a moment. You kind of feel yourself receding back into your mind before eventually you feel it being pushed out again. And you, as you kind of focus for a moment, you hear this sort of... What at first you can't quite make out begins to be this clanking of armor for a moment that passes through your ears. Give me this will give me one more wisdom check at advantage. Okay. You keep on concentrating, and as you hone into the sound, eventually Ezreal's voice completely drifts away from you. As your eyes begin to open, you find yourself in this immense, what almost at first looks like a coliseum. And as you stop for a moment looking around, your eyes begin to clarify. You're in a fortress. As you take a few glances around, once again you hear the clanking of armor. As you look over and you kind of take a second, you look over your shoulder. What you see is this very regally armored, what looks to be a human. You see his blade massive against his side, a beautiful shield that looks both worn and pristine. As you look behind him, you see a set of immense gates with hundreds of different individuals that are stood before it, all of them shields to the side, weapons out. You hear a voice that calls to you and says, "So, you are one who has trained his whole life to guard the ones you've lost. How willing are you to receive my aid?"
That depends.
Make a religion check on this. Make a religion check for me, go.
What is that? Does anyone else hear that, or is that just me?
No, it's Rick. It's on Rick's end.
Yeah,
So-
I'm using my phone while I'm in San Diego.
Gotcha.
The
As you kind of you start looking at him, you take a minute and kind of getting a better glance at him. A lot of his armor, while pristine, shows this constant wear of what you can only assume to be millions of battles. And you see now, as you kind of glance a bit closer at the armor, what was first kind of hidden, you see this silvered gauntlet that is pressed against his chest. You can see in the center of it this eye, this opened eye, that almost seems to be looking at you. And as you kind of glance up into the face, you notice that underneath the armor, there are no features. At least none that you can make out. He states again, "How willing are you to accept my aid and protect those that you hold dear?"
It depends. I have none at all knowledge of what it means to be somebody of your stature and abilities, or anyone resembling you. And I cannot agree to something unless I understand what values I'm representing as a person.
His hand extends forward as he motions to you, and as his hand lifts, he is almost asking you to stand to your full height.
Okay, I will.
He takes a few steps forward. As the hand reaches up and places on your chest, you have to concentrate for a moment as these rush of memories seem to come from nowhere. You see this individual, though now human, standing guard at this immense palace, at this immense castle. You look around you, you see the battlefield littered with corpses. And as he stands there, shield risen, you see a massive army before you. He glances over his shoulder, and you can see what looks to be two individuals. It's a bit difficult to make out as the features are fuzzy, as they quickly mount against a carriage, and you hear one of them call out, "Thank you. Please, if you can make it back to us, do so." And with a nod, they ride off. Immediately as you look up, as the army approaches, you look up and you see what looks like the clouds almost parting ways as different beams of light begin to shine down on this individual. As it is now illuminated, you can see off just towards the sides this beautiful city that is looped around, and there are people running. You can see in an instant he seems to move with great speed in front of a few other people, his shield catching a few errant spears before, with a quick strike, the oppressors are cut down. He looks over to another side, and you see more individuals. One of them falls, about to get stabbed in, but by what looks like this almost elf-like creature. As it lifts his spear again in a blinding flash, you see the figure the elven figure stood still, until eventually it falls to the ground, slain. The figure reaches down, grabs onto the civilian's hand and picks him up, gives him a nod and sends him off away. Over the course of 10, 15, 20 minutes, you just watch this individual as fast as he can from individual to individual, making sure everybody gets out until eventually you watch another figure in blackened armor step forward, and as he attempts to intercept him with a quick hand, grabs him by the throat, grabs the armored individual by the throat. You hear gasping and crying as a blade is dug into his chest, and he's dropped. The last few visions you see are a few civilians getting away. As the vision fades and you come back into yourself, you look. My name is Helm. I am the Watcher, a guardian, one that gave his life to ensure that those I cared about would be free. I ask you one final time. How willing are you to accept my aid?
Completely.
As he kind of pulls his blade to his side, he motions with his hand for you to go to one knee. As he pulls this beautiful blade, you can't even really make out, it's just this silvered light that he pulls from a sheath. He places it first on your right shoulder, then to your left. And as he finishes, he says something in a language you don't quite understand. As he rises you and sheaths his blade, he says, "Then I shall be with you." Your vision fades again, and you feel this rush of wind as, with almost an impact, you open your eyes and look around, and you're back in Israel's chambers.
That was something.
It's strange the first time, isn't it? Who did you
Very.
see?
A man in black. I don't know. It was bizarre. He showed me so much.
They do. They always do. Do you feel any different?
Not right now. Why, I don't know exactly how this is supposed to work.
Well, sometimes it takes time for you to really connect with your God. I've seen people do it instantly. It took me about 10 years. But
Maybe it's a test of faith. And he wants me to understand that we share the same values.
and what others?
To protect others. To keep them free.
I would
Ezra,
know this is Helm, right? Or,
make a religion check. With advantage.
yeah.
Yeah, you're fairly confident in that you know that this is Helm, who he's contacted with. And as you do this with your passive perception, as Goose kind of sitting there not really doing anything, you notice that there is around the left side of his chest, there is now a protrusion, a bulge of some kind from underneath his coat.
I'm sorry. There's something. Do you feel anything strange?
Not really.
Right there.
Yeah, actually.
Is it?
I have no idea.
Like,
I'll
is
go
it
to
in
check.
his pocket or is
It's-
it like part of his
it's-
body?
It's actually underneath the coat, almost as if it's a shape. It's not a part of his body, but it is a shape.
I'm gonna reach in and either feel it or take it out.
All right, so as you reach in and you feel it, it's a very cold metal object. And as you kind of run your fingers up the sides, you feel a very thin chain that kind of runs up and around your neck.
Would this be conflicting with the locket that I already wear on my neck?
Mm-mm. No, it's a different chain. It's a separate chain.
Well,
So as you kind of reach in, pull it out, you see that same symbol that you saw emblazoned into the knight's armor, now a metal symbol that is around your neck.
I'd say that's a good fit for you.
I guess. Yeah, I'd have to think so too. This is really fucking weird.
Yeah. It's a lot to get used to. But
Am I gonna have to talk to him like all the time?
no. I mean, it's strange. You commune with him, but you don't talk to him necessarily. It's hard to explain. You'll get a feel for it.
All right.
All right.
I'm glad you came to me for this.
I'm surprised this didn't take that long.
Me too. If there's anything else you need, don't be afraid to ask me.
I thank you, and I extend unto you the same offer. And I will go back to my room carrying Bosco.
Okay. Bosco, at this point, you can see, has completely fallen asleep.
Oh,
He is out like a
Yeah.
light.
Like I like.
baby boy.
Man, it looks like this is just going to be a really heavy RP session. As you guys return, as you guys all return eventually, unless anybody else wants to do anything. I take that as a no. You all kind of return to your respective rooms, eventually drifting off to sleep. Aster.
Maybe.
Boy.
You want to talk to Jesus?
The whole Jesus episode. Oh.
You know what? It's a perfect roleplay. It's a perfect time for roleplay. I'm sorry, Rick. I know it's probably ain't too exciting for you.
It's been a day.
I got you, man.
Cool shirt though.
It's a cool shirt.
Thank you.
So, Aster, sleep eventually takes you, as it does every night. And to your horror, the same nightmare comes. Though there's a difference this time. You have almost lucidity in this dream state. You see wreathed around you these tendrils of shadow that seem to protrude in and out of your body. You look down and you once again see the same figure. But this time, as you kind of try to push away from the memory, trying to wake up, you hear just off to the left side of you. Hello, child. It's been quite a while since I've seen you.
Oh, you.
As you kind of glance over your shoulder towards the direction, you see a shadow that extends off of you and onto the wall. What looks like this just normal humanoid shadow with these long protruding wings out the back. At least what look like wings at first. before you start to see them curl at the edges into what almost look like giant claws.
Are you this so-called gift given to people like me and Captain Faye by the Fifth?
I am a fragment of his power. I come to you with an offer, young one.
I'm really holding back, though. What's your offer?
What's your offer? You see as you continue to look at this figure, eventually the shadow almost seems to pull its way from the wall. A now fully standing humanoid. And you see what originally you thought were these wings that turn into claws. They seem to protrude out his back and come out in his sides almost like arms, though still affixed into his back. This one, as he motions to the figure. I grieve with you, child, for their loss.
I know exactly who. Is it who I'm thinking about?
That's
here?
exactly who you think it is. But I offer you a chance. You did not know the power that you had wielded. 1 second.
So is this streaming too?
Yeah, so as of right now, this video portion is being streamed. It's a little bit wonky right now, where it's kind of in developmental stages. So if you do go ahead and see this episode, of course, obviously, apologies. But at the same time, we will eventually reach a point where, like, this
Alright, I'm
crystal
back.
clear business will be
Yeah.
all good.
I apologize, I'm back. I had to say goodnight to somebody. Breaking the flow. Anyway, he says, so he finishes saying, you did not know the power that you wielded, but I could bring them back. I could help you understand the gift that has been given to you and better utilize it.
Don't understand what you're trying to say. There's no one I need to be brought back. Be away with you, Spectre. And I'm gonna try and fire a firebolt at it.
As you try to lift your hand up and use magic, nothing happens. Oh, have you deluded yourself so much? You feel, as he steps forward, your whole body seizes in place. As you see the claw come up, and with a quick motion rips both your masks away.
Oh, that's pretty talented.
It's almost like it just moved through your body. As he looks down at the figure. I offer you it, as I know the pain you are going through. I too have lost, and I too have tried to hide. Think about my offer, child. I can have them brought before you. I just need an item. But I understand how the situation can seem a bit more than you can handle at this time. Call out to me when you have your answer. And as he pulls you away, you feel as he puts his hand back up, you feel your masks reattach themselves almost. As he presses himself back against the wall, eventually the shadow completely subsides, returning back to you. As you look down, eventually your vision fades to nothing but a pinpoint. And you hear the voice again. I can bring him back.
Can I roll a wisdom saving throw?
Sure. I'll say at disadvantage.
What the fuck is that?
You know why.
No. Just look at the roll 20.
Oh, did it break?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude.
okay.
Why is it breaking?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just grab a real die.
Yeah, just grab a real
Because
die.
it's roll
Easy.
20, man. That's just what roll 20
Alright.
do.
14 and...
Those are okay.
No, yeah. What's your wisdom modifier? What's your wisdom saving throw modifier?
+8.
+8. So while, for the most part, you're able to keep yourself in composure, there's still that eating sensation at the back of your head, the chill that seems to be ever present on your spine. Your hand kind of shakes, but you manage to kind of hold your wits about you as the pinpoint of light fades. You all find yourselves to consciousness the next morning. Long rested. And the day is yours. At least until you are summoned.
Summoned where?
The king's place.
To the emperor for a meeting.
Yes. What is necessary of him for us to get Esrael's things back?
Well, as you guys all come to consciousness, some of you at different times than others, most of you rise a little earlier than the others. There's a knock at each of your doors as, respectively, a servant is awaiting and bids you good morning, requesting what kind of meal you would like before you are escorted to the emperor.
Meat. Lots of meat.
Just give me something simple.
Where is it? Using my fucking background feature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask, are you happy here?
Which one is your background feature? Haunted one?
It's I can put it in chat, I suppose.
Sorry, it's been a while since I've seen what your guys' backgrounds are. Solidarity.
What's this?
Okay.
Okay. As you kind of talk, as you ask, you see the individual gets quite a big smile on their face and says, I can assure you, yes, we are paid quite well here.
Well, that's good at least. Are all the servants around like you?
Well, there's a difference between me and some of the other servants. Most of us are paid to work here. There are a few ruffians and people who have been, who have had the sentence of servitude. I'm not one of them. If you were to ask the others if they're happy here, I'd say they're probably happier here than in prison. Anyway, what can I get for you? Anything you'd like to eat? Anything you'd like to drink?
Just some toast. Thank you.
Of course. Each of you are gotten your respective meals. Volak, so you slept outside as you are wont to do.
Like normal.
Yeah. Outside, you are given about, as you say, a lot of meat. They bring you about 3 platters full of meat for you to eat.
Ooh, about a half a deer.
Yes. All of you are served your respective meals and eventually led from your chambers down a different hallway as you begin making your way through. Similar to how you got here, there's many different tables that you move past, many different rooms, all of them adorned with different portraits, flowers, different accoutrements to each of these lavish chambers that you pass. Eventually, after walking for maybe about 5 minutes, you come to a very very stern-looking set of doors, as the design of them is definitely much less lush compared to what you have passed through.
Over the course of those 5 minutes, would it be alright if I were to reach into the bag of holding to get something?
What would you like to get?
The rifle. I thought I had it, but I didn't.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, do you want to try to make this stealthy, or do you want to just pull it out?
Well, I thought the group agreed that it was gonna go to me, so...
All right, so as you guys are making your way through the chambers, you watch Nakax reach into the bag of holding and start to pull out the arms master's musket. Okay, if no one's going to stop you, then...
What?
He's
He's
like,
reaching in my bag?
So, well, Nakax is the one who technically has the bag of holding at this point.
You don't have it anymore.
Yeah. And Nakax just pulled out the arms master's musket.
And I'm going to go grab the bag and grab that and shove it back in.
Okay. If Nakax is unwilling, Nakax, I need you to make a contested athletics check versus Volok.
Can you roll that, please?
Sure.
It is not gonna be contested, because I thought that the rifle was mine, and I guess it's not, so...
All right. So, unfortunate. So, if you're not contesting it, Volok is able to snatch the bag and gun away from you.
Instead, I'm gonna go ahead and, as he goes ahead and puts the rifle back, I'm going to ask him politely, using my persuasion, to please let me have the rifle.
All right. What's your passive persuasion?
Passive persuasion, I have a +9, so I'm gonna say 19.
19. All right. So Volok Nakax very calmly asks you if he could have the arms master's musket. Uh-oh, Rick.
Can I even contest that?
How would we even roll this?
I think there should be more roleplay, personally.
This is more roleplay than anything.
Yeah, persuasion's mostly for NPCs.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Well, if I try to roleplay it, all Locke's gonna go is go no, so I don't want to...
Pretty much.
He called me, yes. But we didn't
Yeah,
get
unfortunately,
That's
unless
the
you have
catch.
some sort of...
I
Unless
know the answer is gonna be no, regardless of what I try to do.
unless you have, like, some sort of charm spell.
Do the rest of us see this?
I'd say yeah, you guys are in the hallway together.
We do not need to be having
Yeah,
weapons
but we
out
get our
here.
Oh.
You want to take, aren't you?
To be fair, that is
Do I have
very...
a weapon in my hand?
To be fair, I think Volok has a point. We are in a place where important people live. Maybe we shouldn't have weapons out.
Would you like to start a fight?
We all have weapons
Just-
on us, at least.
Well, yeah, but
I'm not pulling something out and showing everybody. I'm not trying to load that thing. I'm not trying to throw it at them. I don't have my axe out trying to whack something.
Alright, fine. I won't have the rifle.
If you want to play with the rifle, we can go back to the room behind closed doors and you can play with the rifle.
I will point out, Rick, you guys are being flanked by servants too.
items. It says the pizza, the
Like, you guys are being directed to where you need to go.
Who says he was even going to play with it? Maybe he just wanted to have it in his bag.
yes.
As you guys go ahead and It only takes about 5 minutes, but you guys make it to the set of doors. One of the servants says, "Just a moment, please," and will make his way inside the room for a moment. Before he comes back out and opens the doors and says, "The council is ready for you." Motions his hand. And as he motions it, you see before you a grand chamber with different banners to the Sanguine Hand that are unrolled and pristine, sat on beautiful columns of marble as you walk in. There is a sizable table, nothing too extravagant, and you see a number of different figures, including the Emperor and Empress that are sat. You see, Esrayle, that your mantle is being held away from the Empress. It is on a pillow, very nicely tucked and folded and rested. As you all enter, the Emperor, everybody at the table stands, and the Emperor says, "Well, I am very pleased to see that you spent the night. Please, come have a seat. We do have much to discuss." You are all led. You guys basically have your own half of the table, essentially. This is almost like a meeting between two nations, almost. Each side has their own respective each side has their own respective side of the table.
How many people are on their side besides the Emperor and Empress?
You can see 6 other people on the other side. And as you are all sat, the Emperor continues to stand and says, "I do suppose proper introductions are in order. My name is Emperor Dalar Alf. Though we have met before, I find it only respectful that I state it again, as this time we are not meeting on such crass terms." He motions to his wife and says, "This is Empress Aradasha Alf, my love and my right hand." As he points to the 2 other ones, these are younger elves. He points to a male elf, definitely not in his adult years yet, that is kind of sat quietly next to him and says, "This is Prince Eberio Alf. He is my son and to be my predecessor." And I will go ahead and give you guys the handout for him. Should be in your handouts.
Okay.
Points to another one at the Empress's side and says, "This is Princess Lilinara, my daughter, and soon to be married." At that. And I will give you the handout for her as well. As he finishes the introduction, you do see, by the way, that tiefling, Rovius, that was with him in the throne room, is actually sat behind the throne, sat behind the head of the table, but still in close proximity to the Emperor. As he motions over, a few of these people you actually recognize. The first one, both of you saw as being the elven woman of silvered hair, though she is now in much more serious attire. That had come to visit you when you were being basically shown as servants. He says, "This is head Arcanist Talith Silverhawk. She runs the Mages Guild in town, as well as overseeing magical protection throughout the Empire." And I will give you her handout. I have a lot of handouts here. I apologize, guys. A lot of introductions. And he motions to another individual. This is another person that you recognize. Esrayle, this was the individual that took quite a bit of interest in you when he came to your room. And you still see that painted turtle shell with its hands raised. And with the small turtle in the middle with its hands raised and the sun setting in. And he says, "This is High Commander Oma Shattershell. He is in charge of our ground forces and military operations outside of the Empire." And I will go and show this to you. Points to another individual. This is an older man, maybe 50s or 60s. He's wearing a cloak with very fine robes that stretch down to the floor, and you can see affixed at his side is a decorative blade. And against his upper arm, you can see what looks like some wrapping that leads into a much bigger iron gauntlet. And against the gauntlet, you can see, Astra would recognize this the most. There's a series of abjuration runes that run up the gauntlet. And he says, "This is our lead tactician, Dairo Silden." And this individual stands up. He says, "He is the co-commander alongside Oma and assists with planning out not only military operations outside the Empire, but within the Empire as well, and oversees the training of our new troops." And this is him. Is everyone getting the handouts, by the way? Just making sure.
I have not been checking.
They're not popping up for me anymore.
They're all.
But
That's because he's putting them in a folder. But
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
They're there.
I'm getting them today.
Yeah. As he points to another individual, this one is a man of dark skin, kind of shaved to the head, and he says, "This is Merchant Overseer and Speaker of the People, Misan Wenzi." And as he stands up, he gives you a bow. He is the voice and the one that brings the people's troubles to our attention, so that we may begin to fix them best we can. You guys should have handouts for everybody now. Everyone got them? Yes?
Yes.
No? Okay, perfect.
Yep. Oh, good.
All right, perfect. I apologize, as two of our council members were preoccupied today, so they could not make it. But please, have a seat. And as he motions his hand down, all the respective members take a seat. Before we get started, I do believe we have a bit of business. And as he reaches over, he nods to the servant, and the servant brings over on that pillow the mantle for you, Esrayle, and leans down, extending it to you.
I'll take it. Cautiously, but I'll take it.
Okay, so you will cautiously take it. The female that has given it to you smiles and gives a deep bow before walking away.
Mm-hmm.
Emperor.
Put it back up.
Yeah. You do have to reattune to it because it's been away from you for more than 24 hours, for a long time.
Okay. Can I still wear it?
You can still wear it, but it's
Okay.
you just don't have the properties of it at this point.
Gotcha.
The Emperor kind of sits back in his chair, hands on his lap but folded, and he says, "So, favored few, I am happy to say that the allegations against your members have been dropped. But I must question the item that you have with you. Whenever we acquire new items from soon-to-be servants, we have our best mages look over them for any magical properties or insignias. That mantle that she wears," and as he motions over to Esrayle, "carries with it quite a substantial magical property. And from what I had been told, has not yet reached the peak of what it is capable of. I must understand how an item such as that came into your possession."
It was a gift from a friend.
You've said that, but that is not an answer I will accept.
Neither
This is
of
the
you
answer I have.
is that we are favored, the few of us.
What will you accept? then.
I'll accept a proper explanation. Something as powerful as that is not something that is just given away by a close companion. That one, as he motions to Nakax, stated that you were searching for more items like that, artifacts. Understand, I do not
We
come
like
at you
old
as a...
things.
Yeah, understand something. I do not say this with malice, and I do not intend to stop your task. But I would like to better understand what it is exactly that you are all attempting to achieve.
Know that there's a deeper war than the one you're fighting.
Please
War
explain.
among gods. Higher than gods, technically. But we understand. That, what Esrayle has, is one of the few pieces of those beyond gods.
Hey, Jordan, get a little closer to your mic.
Sorry.
No problem.
How much
You're good.
catch?
You're good now. You're good now.
Right. Do I need to repeat anything or?
No, you're good. I heard everything. It was just a little distant. That's why I was just saying maybe a little closer to the mic.
Alright. I might need to this box is infuriating. Anyway, in essence, the reason why I say that we need to find these artifacts is because we need to get to them before the Rome get to it. Those bird mask freaks have to go ahead and play their own game of chess with you and with everyone else on the battlefield.
The high commander speaks up at this point and says, yeah, I know those individuals. Those bastards wiped out my last platoon. They seem to have this more advanced sort of black powder technology that's beyond us. I haven't the faintest idea how they managed to acquire it. At which point the Emperor holds a finger up and thinks. A battle that precedes gods, that's what you said?
As I said, from what we understand.
Tell me, what did these other beings, as I'll call them, inform you to exactly?
In truth, some of us have gotten visions of past. That whatever events that are happening here have happened before. Very, very, very long time ago. That's the catch. Each of us have caught different sights. For me, it was of a woman in the Feywild out to defend her kingdom. For Goo, he saw a burning city, if I can recall. We've all caught sights of this past. Warnings of what is to come. And then finally, what we're told is the end results should we fail.
The lead tactician, Darrow, chimes up this point and says, do you understand why what you're saying would makes absolutely no sense?
Well, obviously. That's why I said that it's complicated what we did. But since the Emperor wants to have an explanation, we're giving it the best we can. I didn't want to go ahead and confuse the matters more than it needed to be.
Well,
In fact, all of us really wanted to do. But
Uh-oh, we lost Luke.
Luke's been gone for a while.
I didn't even realize.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened there.
I don't know what happened there either. I guess he'll rejoin in a minute.
Hopefully.
Continue. I apologize. I just noticed we didn't have Luke.
And there's Luke, I think, again. Yep. Hopefully, he's able to come back into the call.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully.
All right.
He said his internet crapped on him.
It sounds crazy, but we had another member. Her name was Sprinkles. She was really the first one to discover this deeper plot, and maybe she would have better explained it. But, short version, if we don't go ahead and make sure that what's happening now is stopped, everything, all kingdoms, all lands, all peoples, wiped away, like they never existed in the first place.
I want you to go ahead and make a persuasion roll at advantage, Nakax.
So what did I miss?
Nakax was just explaining the fate of the world, some easy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy stuff.
plot stuff.
Nice.
Nice. As Darrow starts to say something again, you hear Talith, the head arcanist, the high arcanist, peeps up and says, "My liege, I don't believe they're telling any such farce or trying to deceive us in any way. And if this is the case, we should maybe see about refocusing our efforts." As Oma cuts her off and says, "And what exactly do you expect that we're going to do then? We're going to drop everything to help these band of individuals who've just walked in here? We have the Daywalkers and the Grey Reaper Brotherhood knocking at our gates right now. We can't just drop everything and risk the security of our empire just because some people come in here and claim that they're on a holier-than-thou mission." At which point, the Emperor holds his hand high, shushing the both of them. "If what you say is true, favored few, where do you presume this next artifact to be?"
Nightshan.
At least one of the pieces. Already it's in one of the hands of a higher world official. When we first made an attempt to try to get it, didn't go so well. I thought perhaps trying to confuse the ranks would have probably tried to give us another chance at building it, but of course, you know the end result of that is.
Jordan, a little closer.
I keep trying to focus on the camera when my microphone's over here.
Move the microphone in front.
Well, okay, you want me to move microphone in front? Okay,
No,
here.
don't do it. Don't do it. I was kidding.
Hello, this is the box.
So move the camera to your right, closer to the microphone.
That's probably the better option.
Yeah.
500.
Of course, now there's wires everywhere, and I'm not entirely sure what I look like, but very well.
Camera needs to go up about 2 inches and you'll be fine. Perfect.
All right.
Go ahead and continue.
So, that's one of the pieces. The only other clues that we were given was that one other piece of this larger puzzle for this artifact was hidden in a random cave, opening of some sort. Which makes it all the more infuriating to think that there's this gods out there that are so worried about this process that they make it so difficult to try to find it.
Emperor thinks for a moment.
And did we also lose a piece?
No, we still have ours. I believe it's still in the bag of holding, if you would like to reach into that.
No, I'm talking. We lost our chance to get one.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
I've already-
image man.
Yeah.
We already talked about that.
May I see this piece?
I look at the party like, should I pull it out?
They already know about the artifact. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah, I reach in, pull it out, set it right in front of me.
As you do so, a servant comes around and picks it up presents it and goes back around the table, presents it to the emperor as he takes it and examines it. This looks more like something from a set of jewelry than a piece of an artifact.
It's part of a golden.
It's one slice of it.
As he reaches over, he hands it back to the servant and says, Hi, Arcanist, do you think you could give this a look? As the servant comes around, she says, Of course, my liege. She takes it and concentrates for a moment, does the symbols with what you all recognize to be an identify spell, and as her eyes flash. Well, this is definitely a single component to a greater whole. Curious. And the Arcanist addresses you all, and how did you come across this piece, if you don't mind my asking?
Have you heard of Calren?
Yes, it's one of the two cities that border the far coast.
Found it in there, inside a temple.
She'll hand it back to a servant who comes back around the table, returning the piece of the artifact to you.
Thank you. Put it back in the bag of holding.
And the Emperor once again thinks for a moment and says, I cannot speak on how much aid this empire can be to you. But I will say this seems to be, at least from what your words seem to carry, a situation that is definitely beyond the war happening now. I would be willing to pull a bit of our resources into aiding you locate the other pieces of this artifact. However, in exchange, I would ask that you undertake a few missions on behalf of the Empire.
Also, one of the problems.
He looks over at you.
Esrael's temple is being attacked. We need to be there too. If you don't have the time to do resources now, at the very least, give this group a chance to head over there, try to fix a problem, and then we'll come back and do whatever it is that you ask of us.
He'll say, where is your home, Esrayle?
Paladon. It's Paladon.
That's quite a ways away. We could send you there. It will take some time, I'm afraid, as most of our resources and our mages are a bit thin. He'll look at the hierarchist. Hi, Arcanist. Could you perhaps see if any of your archmages are available anytime soon? I know that you are quite busy. She'll look at him and give a nod and says, yes, I could see if I could get a hold of any of them. It may take a couple of days. Is that all right?
Is there anything I can do to help?
Anything would help.
I'm not a mage, but if there's anything, please, I need to go home.
And
We do have a few people with magic if they can help you at all.
The Emperor says, as I've said, our mages are stretched quite thin along the Empire. As I had stated before, they all oversee the magical defense of this empire. But I'm sure the Arcanist can get a hold of somebody. Though would understand it taking a few days, as their duty, as I do apologize, but the duty to this empire does come before newcomers.
It's understandable.
I understand.
The High Arcanist says, I will begin immediately. I will get into contact with whoever I can. As I said, it may take a few days, but I can send word for you once you are ready to leave.
Okay, thank
The
you.
minute you're ready, I'm ready.
The Emperor says, however, understand this. What we are doing is an act of trust. Do not betray it, or you will become enemies of this empire.
I'm sure one of these two will leave a donation of blood if you'd like.
You do not require a donation of blood, but once your mission is completed, I would ask that you return to this empire. Speak with me again. And
Is there a
perform.
way you can bring us back? I'm assuming it's a month or two travel.
The Arcanist says, I can supply you with something similar to what I had given to Spy Master DeRay. It's a sort of scroll that acts as a recovery tool on the chance that you are compromised or you need to get back safely.
That would be perfect.
However, it will only work to come back here.
Hey, that's the deal. You send us there and we come back here.
The Emperor nods. The Emperor nods to you a few times for saying. So once your mission is complete, return to this empire. And if you do so, you will have earned a great deal of trust in my eyes. After which, I would ask that in exchange, that if you do wish to undertake our offer, in aiding you locate these artifacts, you will undertake a series of missions for our empire to ensure that we are not overtaken by the Daywalkers or the Grey Reaper Brotherhood. Does that sound like a fair trade?
Does.
Yes.
There's one last thing.
All eyes kind of fall on you, Nakax, at this point.
I have personal mission. Something that I can only do. So, and I appreciate with great efforts that this is a strain to you, but I would request that, at the very least, keep my group safe. And Nakax will get up. He will reach into the bag of holding again.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try to take out the rifle.
I mean,
Make a
Can I
make a charisma roll.
try?
I'm just gonna grab his arm while it's in there.
Make a charisma roll real quick, Nakax.
Okay. Please be good. Please. 10.
So the Emperor, as you start to stand, kind of holds a hand and says, just a few moments, and you will be dismissed. Please. As he motions for you to sit down again.
Very well. I'll take my seat.
So, if this is to your liking, favored few, I will...
What is that?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I thought I heard something over there.
No.
It's fine.
Then, I will ensure the oversight of my High Arcanist, and we will get into contact with you when you are ready to make your departure. In the meantime, I would invite you to explore the area around you, as there's much to see. And for the time being, you may be welcome to stay here at the palace as my honored guests.
I think we all appreciate that, but instead of just exploring, is there anything we can start to do around here to show you who we really are?
There are a few things that I had in mind, but it would take much longer than the few days you have. So, when you return, let's call it a repayment. I will have work for you.
Okay. Do you have any shops around town so we could get a few supplies? Because we don't know what we're walking into when we get ported over there.
Of course, there are many shops around here that you can go relax at. There's a meeting place that a lot of less than tasteful individuals like to meet at. You'll see it once you leave. So, with that, favored few, I thank you for bringing your information to my attention. And you are dismissed. At which point, a bunch of servants come to your side and ask you to stand up. And
Well, thank you.
he gives you a nod as you are all escorted out of this council room, and the doors are shut behind you. Eventually, you are led back through the halls into the main court, into the main throne room, and to the entrance of the palace.
Can I have the rifle now?
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going for a walk.
For a walk with
Hello?
a rifle. I've seen what those can do. I've never seen you with one, kid.
That one's special. I don't necessarily need to be trained in order to use it. I just need to think over some things.
What's he gonna use it for?
So you could go think over things without something that dangerous. I've seen what you did recently by trying to put yourself into a jail cell for many, many years.
Maybe it's better that I have that weapon and know what my enemy is.
It is in good hands.
So you don't think it's in good hands with me?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that none of us know how to use it.
And I've said, and it's been told to us, that that weapon doesn't require us to know how to use it. It's magic.
I'll get the other party members.
Why do you need it right now? Where are you going with it? Nakax.
Think over some things.
Nakax.
Why are you avoiding it?
Magic is not that good. Maybe I'll have a better chance with it.
Magic is
I'm gonna
that good.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Make an insight check. Nakax, I guess make a persuasion or deception.
Come on.
Can't really do a secret roll, so here we go.
Or the face.
Okay. From what you can tell, Nakax is being honest.
Would hers be with advantage since I'm right there trying to get the same info?
It would be.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's a persuasion roll, so Nakax isn't lying.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see the rules, so.
Yeah, Nakax made a persuasion roll, so you guys can tell for the most part he's being honest.
You're not going to do anything stupid, are you? anything too rash.
Better. I'm a goof. I'm not to just be a goof someplace else.
Why do you want to leave so bad, kid?
I just don't want to lose anymore.
God damn it. There's no fucking charging port over here. Fuck.
I'm going to walk up to Nakax, and I'm going to put a hand on her shoulder.
Okay.
We have a few days. Before you go, do you want to spend some time together? Just the two of us?
I have to move for 1 second. I am so sorry.
And if we're going to give you this rifle, I'm not doing it out in public. You're not pulling it out in public. Once you have it, you can do whatever you want. You heard what the king said. He doesn't know anything about them. Other people have them, and this kingdom doesn't. So whatever's going to happen, it's going to be on your hand, not around us. Because it's already, we already just made a deal with this guy. He's going to help Esrayle get through and get us back.
Fine.
Just return to our quarters and give it to him. We're gonna go out for a walk.
It's only a few days. That's a few days.
I could probably take him out. I just need to find out about my quarters because I'm outside of the castle.
Oh, you climbed down. Oh wait, no, I feather followed you down. You were inside a quarter, and then I feather followed you down.
Oh.
It's only a few days. That's only a few days. But
So where do you plan on going?
You know what? I think I might actually go back to that island that we started at. See how it's been. See if we actually made any difference.
Viachi.
I thought Viachi fell.
They reclaimed it.
Talon said that everything should be built back up. Who's to say? Maybe it's made better. If it isn't, then I just run into trouble on a deserted island that's no one lives on. No harm, no foul.
Well, my offer still stands. Nakax.
So since my quarters are outside, Eric,
Yes.
how protected is it? That, like, can anybody see in?
Your quarters, so you have a chamber that you can retire to, but I thought in true Valak fashion you'd sleep outside.
Yep,
So I just
I'm
said you
sleeping
scared me.
outside. I just want to know if I can go outside someplace secret. Kind of out of sight, out of mind type of thing.
Sure.
Balak secret clubhouse.
Sure,
Yes,
I'll say you
like
can
in
break
the
away from the
secret
group.
clubhouse.
And yes, Esrayle. Essie. If only for a few days, you won't have Nakax, the greatest magician across the plains. You're just going to have me.
Maybe that's what I want.
Let me see.
Yeah, let's go, kid.
So, anyone else out for shopping?
You want to get this now, or are we doing it later?
When it's time for all you guys to leave, just pass it over to me, and then we split from there.
All right.
You leave Rudy with us.
You know what? I accept those terms. And I will go ahead and I will take Rudy Brasspoon out of the backpack, and I will hand it over to Bullock.
Nakax.
And I take Rudy.
All right.
One day he will become a Mecca. Somehow.
Just off somewhere in the distance, Valak, in your head, you just hear, "Yeah, macaroni."
So, shopping?
All right, you guys want to go shopping? Shopping episode. Engage.
We need some more health potions, I'm assuming, because we don't know what we're
All right.
going into.
All right.
You all go ahead. I need to get a couple questions answered from someone. I'm not exactly sure who.
Let's go find the magic shop.
Alrighty. We're gonna go ahead and start with the magic shop. Kind of lighten the mood a bit. Go ahead and somebody make me an investigation roll.
I'll do it.
Without my stats, I don't know.
Where's our boy? Here for some.
Make
I'm out of
myself
juice.
useful.
Wouldn't that be excellent?
Make myself useful. No!
What'd you roll?
Dude, look at what I rolled.
It's not loading for me.
Oh.
Natural one.
Actually,
If I can. Okay.
Wait.
Eric?
Yeah, what's up?
Fucking who?
Okay, so, I rolled a 12.
12? Okay. It takes some doing. And some time. But eventually, after about an hour or so of searching, somebody will say, you're probably looking for Maffies. It's just down that way. As you look over, you see a very plain-looking building with a sign out front that says, Maffi's House of Splendifities and Ottomans.
And Ottoman?
It says, yes,
Interesting.
Maffi's House of Splendifities and Ottomans.
So who's all with us?
Who's
Everyone
together?
besides-
Everyone besides Goo?
Let me
I'm
see.
going wherever Esrael's going.
Yeah, I know her.
I think my sheet is fucked.
She is fucked.
I'm just gonna walk right into the place.
As you walk into the place, you hear what sounds like a little chime play. As you walk in, you hear ta-da!
What was that?
Walking inside the
I
facility.
start looking around.
Walking inside the facility. You see various colored walls painted in a series of different polka dotted colors. The shelves themselves are similar to the polka dots in that they are an assorted array of different colors and themes that stretch across the length of the shop. You can see a counter affixed to the front with what looks to be a set of juggling lions bouncing atop a series of brightly colored balls.
I'm gonna turn around and tell the guys. I think I've seen something like this before. Back when I Goliath. I think I ate something like this.
We all see it, right?
All of you see this.
This place looks like a circus.
And as you say this place looks like a circus, you hear a voice that seems to call out from nowhere that says, "Oh, my friend, and a circus life is, wouldn't you say?" As coming out from the corner is a very ridiculous-looking rock gnome, dressed in what appears to be a jester's outfit with very short, shock white hair and golden yellow eyes. As he approaches you, he says, "It has been some time since I've had some new visitors in here. Yes, welcome to Muffy's House of Splendifities and Oddments. What can I do for you, my friends?"
Okay, yeah, I'll put it in there.
Yes, I was wondering if you had any potions of healing.
"Oh, plenty of potions, my friends. Please follow me." And you watch as he disappears behind a corner. You see a flash of light, and all of a sudden he's at the front of the desk doing a handstand.
I am amazed you're able to keep a straight face while this is going on.
You are definitely a character.
Aren't we all, my friend? Aren't we all? Now, please, come forward. See what Mafia has for you. And he will begin rummaging through. Behind the counter, you can see what almost looks like a costume chest that he opens up that is just this black void of nothing. As he kind of reaches his hand in and rifles around, he starts pulling out various potions.
That looks like my bag. I reach in, and something pops out.
Oh, yes, it's quite a simple enchantment, I do assure you. But I must keep my item somewhere. And as he goes ahead and he pulls out a variety of different potions. And as he puts them up on the counter, you see he does almost like a little flip, like an acrobat's flip, and lands on the counter. And held out before him are 6 basic healing potions, 4 greater and 4 superior healing potions. And he says,
How much are you asking?
That is quite the question. Well, these potions here run you a mere 50 gold pieces. For one of these right here, it's 150. And for one of these, which I assure you will keep you quite topped up, 500 gold pieces.
100.
If I buy a couple, did you balk?
He looks over, as you're saying this, he kind of glances over his shoulder, kind of eyeballs you, Nakax, as he says, "Oh, just a moment." He goes ahead and grabs the potions, kind of shoves them back in the trunk, jumps back over and runs over to you, Nakax, and says, and starts kind of pulling on your robe.
Hi.
Hi! Hello! Well, aren't you a colorful one?
Well,
I quite enjoy your hat, sir.
Thanks. It was made a long while ago, and maybe you know him. What's his name? Tiefling Pink.
Fashion?
Passion, I think his name was.
Fashion. You hear him say, "The name rings a bell. I don't know if I've heard it, though.
Well, he used to run a shop over at Diachi, last I remember.
Oh, yes, of course. I visited that place a long time ago, before it was tragically lost."
Oh, yeah. I figured as much.
Well, I do apologize. I tend to get a bit sidetracked. And as he says that, he looks over at you. Ezreal runs over and goes, "Hi, it's not you. I rarely see a drow around these parts. My name's Morphe. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Hello. What is this place? Why is everything so colorful in here?
Well, it must be. The world is so vibrant and beautiful. Well, as opposed to the devastation that's outside the walls, but we don't talk about that. But I seek to capture every color, every beautiful color in life, and to present it here in my shop.
Well, that's a noble ambition, I'd say.
Well, don't tell me that you
If
don't
it
love
makes the world brighter. If it makes the world brighter, then I'd say keep going at it.
Yes, I'd paint the outside of this, but it must conform to Empire standards. but they can't do anything when I'm inside my shop.
You know, who cares what the Empire has to say?
Oh, don't let the gods hear you saying that, my dear. It's okay, your secret is safe between you and... It's you and Moffy's secret, okay? And he will seem to snap back to reality for a second. Oh, yes, potions! Potions! Yes, yes! And he'll run back over to the counter. And he'll say, to answer your question, I don't really do bulk sale, I'm afraid. I don't do discounts for bulk sale. I'm sure you understand. However, should you have any magical wares of your own, I would be more than happy to trade.
Let's see. What do I have in this bag?
I got a weird feeling about what happened during that conversation. Nakax just got to very carefully check his pockets to make sure everything is right.
make an investigation.
Or,
I mean, everything seems to be in order.
better not have lost any shit, or else we'll be upset.
Steady spaghetti.
Ezreal, all your stuff is still in order.
Well, okay.
This is just a very, very silly rock gnome.
There we go.
Alright, back to
I
business.
guess. You said... Let's see. Can I get one greater
Alright.
and two regular?
And 2 regular, alright. That would be 250 gold, then, my good man.
Can you take care of that, please?
Who are you asking?
David, since he has my...
Okay.
I don't have your sheet.
Alright, I'll go ahead and mark the 250 gold off for you.
Yeah, I can't multitask on the phone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright. He will happily sell you. So 250 gold, so 25 platinum is what I'll take out of your inventory.
Okay.
Alright. So, he'll hand you over. So you guys have 1 greater and 2 lesser healing potions.
Yeah, I'm gonna update what we have currently.
Alrighty. He'll look at it, all of you. And Aster, he kind of locks onto you for a moment, kind of quizzically. Excuse me, if you don't mind my asking, why the mask?
You can say it's an extension of myself.
Ah, I see.
Or lack of one.
Ah, I see. Now, I don't mean to be brash or anything, but black is such a muted color, maybe, and he starts to kind of wave his hand in a circle nonchalantly. Do you do anything?
That's racist.
I'm guessing he's going to prestidigitation me, right? Or...
It seems like he's doing prestidigitation.
So...
Oh no.
I'm gonna grab his arm and I'm gonna like, I would prefer not. for you to-"
Okay, so you're just gonna try to grab his arm?
Yeah.
Make an athletics check.
No! My weakness!
Oh, that's really good! Bobby rolled really good.
Oh, okay, let me do 20 minus 3. Oh man, it's still a 16!
16, so you go over it right as you clasp onto Moffy's hand, you guys watch as Aster's cloak goes from this muted black to an extremely vibrant orange. Oh, see, that's much better. It's so much nicer looking now.
You're looking rather festive, Master Florence.
Certainly a lot more energetic. I think that's what the color orange does.
I think you need some blood on him.
Oh, come now. That's unnecessary.
What, little red polka dot kind of thing?
Oh,
Or
that's a splendid idea! And as he waves his hand, you see it is now orange with red polka dots.
Nakax.
I hate all of you.
You look good, Aster Florence. You look good.
And Mafi, by the way, is like sitting back and just admiring you right now. He seems completely thrilled with what he's done.
So, do you have anything that would be good for somebody of my stature?
What exactly do you mean, somebody of your stature? What are you looking for?
I'm assuming
Something that makes me a little stronger?
I might have a potion.
A little
does
more agile,
that.
maybe?
I may have some potions that can help with that. Nothing in the item sort, I'm afraid. Are you looking for a temporary benefit, or are you looking for a long-standing one?
Either.
Well, if you are looking for something, he will reach in, and as he reaches in, he pulls out this vial of silvered liquid, and as he puts it on the table, says, this is a potion that will temporarily give you a burst of speed, make you a bit more dexterous, make you a bit more difficult to hit. It's on the pricier side, I'm afraid.
What are the side effects of this potion?
Well, no initial side effects. The effects last for about a minute. However, previous customers who have bought it have reported they get a bit of a crash at the end of it.
Yeah, I don't think I want to crash onto my face.
Oh, no, you misunderstand. Like an energy crash. Like, the energy just leaves their body.
I
and they
think
just
what he's
feel
describing
really
is it's a
tired.
feeling like this, and Nakax is not going to say a word as suddenly Balak feels an intense burst of speed.
Alright, so Valak, all of a sudden your body kind of seems to jitter for a moment. You start to feel your whole body, almost like a fire's been lit under you. You just feel really good.
Oh boy. I think I need to go burn some of this off. Let's go. Let's go somewhere.
So Valak turns to start running.
And he's gone.
Nakax, do you drop the spell?
Now I'm going to give it like a few seconds.
Alright, so Valak will run out of the street. Valak, you just start running back and forth on the street. You see people are like, what?
Oh no,
what is-"
I'm on a beeline.
Alright.
There isn't no back and forth. It's out in whichever way I can see, I'm gone.
Alright.
And Axe is going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so Valak, you get about 80 feet before immediately, like, you just feel this wave of lethargy fall over you. Your arms get too heavy. Your legs feel like noodles. And you just start panting hard.
Yeah, I need to go take a nap.
I feel kind of bad doing that. Should I feel bad doing that?
Oh no! That was quite enjoyable. Did you drop it? Is he tired now?
I think, yeah, I did. I don't feel anything. Although I have no idea where he is
Give it
now.
a taste.
Oh dear.
He was the one I
I'm
was
sure he
doing
can
business
manage,
with.
so.
Is there anything any of you require?
I'm finding my way back to my quarters.
You're gonna walk all the way. So after about 6 seconds, you'll feel your strength return to you.
Okay, I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know yet.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have much in regards for prices, but this place is rather lovely. Excellent work. I guess.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Uh, did you want anything, Essen? Or
Nothing I can think of.
all right. Well, if anyone else want anything, or are we done here?
He looks at you, Aster, with like a really big smile.
Do you have anything that's useful for a mage? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I have plenty of things that are useful for mages. What exactly are you looking for?
Potentially a ring of spell storing if you have one.
I think I may have one, actually. He says, give me one moment, and he'll jump, like, all the way into his chest before popping back out in, like, 2 seconds with a ring in his hand that looks to be a ring of spell storing. I believe this is what you were looking for, my friend.
How much?
For this... You would be looking at a total of... The GM has to bring up his list. He apologizes because he has a list for this stuff that the guy has. Well, you would be looking at a total of 1,280 gold for this item. But, as I said, I am more than willing to trade, and that staff of yours, points to the Staff of Fire, it's definitely worth more than this ring. I'd be willing to trade you a few more items for it, as I don't own one myself.
I kind of want to hold on to the staff for a little bit.
Perfectly understandable. Well, if you are not interested or not have the funds, that is perfectly alright. He'll go ahead and begin putting it back.
I'll make sure to keep this deal in mind.
Of course, of course. Well, if you do not have any further business with Morphe, then I bid you good day. And I do hope at least some of you can learn to carry a smile on your face, and maybe you can as well. And he will, from under the, and he'll kind of rub his fingers together, and you guys all watch as a drawn-on smile appears on Aster's mask.
What are you laughing at?
Have a
You're
splendid...
looking good, Aster Florence.
Have a splendid day, my friends, and I do hope to see you again. I'm sorry, what do I call you all?
We're the favored few.
The favored few. Well, I do hope to see you in my shop again. New faces are always welcome.
That's lovely to hear.
Alright, so you guys will make your way out of the magic shop and onto the streets.
I'm gonna prestidigitation my cloak back to normal.
Alright, so you prestidigitation the cloak. The unknown to Aster, the crooked, the drawn-on smile still exists.
Oh, Aster Florence, it was a good look for you.
Not particularly my style. It draws too much
So I've
attention.
noticed. I thought you wanted to draw attention with the mask and all.
Sometimes it's better not to.
Fair enough. I can definitely understand that.
Of course, who would absolutely draw their eyes toward the only individual that has black cloaks all over him, and then suddenly there's just a mask there? That's not at all weird, creepy, or definitely noticeable at all.
You can keep your opinions to yourself.
Uh-huh.
Calm down, you two.
So,
Alright.
when are you thinking of leaving?
When these days are over, it's only been a few hours. The rest of the day, the night, maybe another day and another night after. Who's to say?
Is there anything else you guys want to look for while you're here? I know, Chris, we'll get back to you in just a moment. I just want to finish up with them real quick.
It's all good, man.
Is there any like food places around? Like
Yeah, you can look at
restaurants?
one thing that catches your attention is there is a blue and white colored building just off in the distance that is really out of place.
Alright.
Okay. On that note, I'm out, you guys. I am.
Good night, Rick. You have a great night.
Yeah.
Sleep
Good night.
well.
I've been running since like 5:30.
Yeah,
this
no problem,
morning.
man. Good night.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
Yeah.
Good night. Bye.
Take it easy.
So, as you guys make your way over to this building, you can see that affixed to the front, in what appeared with a very decorative weave of a snowflake pattern, you can see it says the glacial glass.
Okay. I'll look at Nakax and shrug and then go and check it out.
You open the door and immediately are just hit with this very cool breeze that seems to waft out from the establishment.
Go ahead and flex about it.
Yeah. You, as you walk in, you see that the entirety of the inside seems to be modeled after winter, almost. You can see that there are fake snow piles that are in different corners. There are these beautiful ornaments that are hanging from the ceiling, and each of the tables are draped in various wintry colors. And you can see it's pretty lively in here. And as you enter, you can see at the front, currently standing at what is essentially a bar, is a make a nature check, Esrayle.
Alright. Nature. Not bad.
You see a male, though his skin almost looks like ice. It's this deep blue color, and his hair is kind of pulled back into the tips, basically frosted tips, against his otherwise blue hair that almost seem to be giving off a gentle. Basically, when you have your when you can see your breath, is basically just constantly flowing off the back of his hair. You recognize this creature. This is an Eladrin. This is a creature that is very deep in the history of the elves. They were considered the first elves to ever tread the world.
Interesting.
This one specifically is a winter Eladrin, one who has embraced the season of winter, as is shown by his bar setup.
By the way, having already taken the clues, if not already just described, Nakax is coming in kind of behind her.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice in here. As you guys all eventually make your way in and up to the bar, you hear... Huh? What's up? I'm dead? Is that what you said?
Is it all of us? Is it all of us?
I assume everybody who's together? Or
What?
is it just you and Nakax?
I think it's the three of us.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, Esther Florence is there.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Well,
What about Hildy?
I will say Hildy stayed behind. Until Emily can come in next week.
Yeah.
And Valak is on his way back to the palace.
Okay. So,
So as you look over,
three-way date?
as you're looking at this, Ezreal, you're like, oh, this place would be so perfect for a date with me and Nakax. And then as you look over to the side, you just see Aster staring like straight ahead, just right next to you.
Oh, you were talking to me. I guess I'll be taking a walk. And I'm just gonna leave
Aster
awkwardly.
So Aster will say, I'm gonna go take a walk. It takes him a good 3 to 4 seconds before he actually starts walking, just stares at you for a while before turning and leaving.
I'm sorry, David.
Yeah, it's fine. I was originally going to get takeout, but it's fine. I don't even know if this place to take out. It's fine.
As Aster does go away very quickly, again, no words. I'm just making the back of his robes just this weird yellow-green stripy business.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's on your back. You don't need to worry about it. Everything's fine.
Aster, make a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay, let's see what my perception is. Fuck, he doesn't let me roll this shit. Okay, I don't see anything. I don't even need to. Just...
Aster, you were just like eyes locked in the forward position, just like, oh great, now I have to find something else to do.
Ravioli noticed it, and would he tell me? The real
Let's
question.
see if Ravioli notices. I'll roll for him.
That bird better not screw me.
Natural one.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Oh my god.
So
Good bird. Good.
Nakax, or so Ravioli's feeling too much secondhand embarrassment to notice the green and yellow pattern going down your back.
of course, my bird. I don't know if he would have told me anyways.
Gotta
May I
have
make
the
a
Great Bay
request?
Packers.
Yes, go ahead.
Can I GM that roll for you?
No, it's all good.
No,
We're coming to the end, that's why. We're coming to the end of the session soon.
Oh man, when Aster finds out what I just did, he is gonna be pissed.
Can only
I
laugh.
make a joke then?
Go ahead and make a joke.
Ravioli? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We don't serve that here.
Nice, nice.
Oh, come on.
It's good, it's good.
Linguini.
Alright, so, I think, no, we'll keep going. We can go a little longer. So you and Nakax are left alone. You approach the bar, and as you do so, you hear the figure address you. It says, well, hello. I don't think I've ever seen either of you in here before.
Hey, yeah. We only came in just last night. Yesterday, yeah.
I see. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Forrest. Are you looking to have anything today? Anything to eat? Anything to drink?
Yeah. What's on your menu?
Well, I could tell you, or if you're not from around here, would you like to be surprised, perhaps?
Absolutely.
All right, give me just one moment. And he will, you see him disappear into the back for a moment.
Look.
Eventually he comes back out with a bottle of this deep blue liquid as he sets two glasses which are frosted over on the table. He pops the cork and pours two glasses for you both. And you can see as he pours it, it almost seems to get this thin layer of ice across the top of it before it just melts back away into the drink. He corks it again and says, well, this is a drink of my own creation. Utilizes a little bit of ice magic in it, and should leave quite a refreshing taste in your mouth. Please. Holds his hand out to the drinks.
Of course. I'll wait for Esrayle to have her cup, and we'll drink together, I guess.
Alright, so as you guys both drink a bit. Nakax, to you, this is brisk, this is nice. Esrayle, your tongue goes numb. For a moment, after which, as the frost subsides, you taste what is almost a mix of raspberry, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, as you kind of taste a bit more. Wood, some kind of oak flavor. And as you exhale, you guys both watch as your breath is visible, and it does leave quite a nice feeling in your mouth, a very chilled feeling in your mouths.
This is
I guess must be what you feel like all the time, huh?
it's. I mean, it's a rather nice drink. I'm sorry. How much was this for?
It's a special menu item, so for this and the meal which I have coming for you, we'll call it an even 2 gold pieces.
Of course, I'll go ahead and reach into the bag of endless coins and just pull out 2 gold pieces.
Okay. So about 20 minutes later, you guys will be presented with these very nice, almost purple platters, and you can see that there are pieces of cut fish across them, still raw. See, sets them down in front of you.
Is it meant to come out like this?
Actually, yes, indeed it is, and he will show you as he kind of lifts up one side that there is. Everyone's gonna know immediately what this is. There's a bit of rice, what looks to be some seaweed, and a few flakes of what appears to be a small seed, a small black seed that's sprinkled along the bottom of it, and on top of it is a slice of fish.
It's jelly-filled donuts.
It's jelly-filled donuts.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, please, give it a try.
Alright.
All right. Yeah.
You guys both put it in your mouths, and I mean, I guess it's up to player preference. If you like sushi, then
I hate sushi, but I imagine she'd like it, especially since she hasn't eaten anything since like 2 days ago.
Can't be friends anymore.
That's true. It's right. It's like there's that need to eat, and then also it's like, oh wait, no, this is raw fish. So there is that like brief moment of like swallow, but Nakax's eyes are wide, and he's like still trying to eat, trying to keep composed.
So Nakax not really feeling it.
Nope.
So Ezra, you sit down and you're eating this. You're like, "Oh, this is so good." You glance over at Nakax, who's kind of his mouth is doing like that quiver from anime. He's like,
Are you okay?
It's fine. I haven't eaten for a while. I'm gonna have another bite.
Pick up another piece.
You don't have to eat it if you don't like it.
David's
You
doing
just
pretty
feel.
okay.
It's fine.
Would you, first we'll say,
Nakax, I
Would you,
can get you something else.
would you prefer soup? We do have soup. Something a bit warmer.
I'm sorry to have composed.
No, not at all. And he takes one of the pieces off your plate and puts it into his mouth and eats it. I'll grab that for you right away. And he'll take the platter and just start munching on it as he serves you. Anyway, cutting back for a moment. Go. Party leaves you behind as they make their way into the city. What would you like to do?
Is there like, where am I at in the palace?
You're in the front. You're in the front chamber, the throne room.
I have not left the throne room. Okay.
I mean, it's up to you if you want to have left the throne room. That's
No,
just where you guys parted
I
ways.
figured I would have just like walked down a hallway and started
Okay.
exploring.
I'll say, give me. There's 6 chambers in there, so give me a d6. If you just went down a random hallway. Okay. So as you kind of make your way through the hallway, you begin walking through. It's a lot of different paintings. Eventually, you'll come up to a way on your left as you look out. There is a small garden that is set up here with a small pathway that leads to the center.
I'm actually looking around for a servant.
Oh, that's easy enough to find. So you'll
yeah,
find
that's what I
one.
figured.
Yeah, you'll find one easy enough.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I have 2 questions. One of them's a little bit silly.
Sure.
Are you familiar with the food here at all?
I'm quite familiar yet. What do you need something prepared? I can go
No,
request the
no. I
chefs.
I saved some of my breakfast. I wanted to know what this variety of fish is called.
That specific one. He'll kind of look at your somewhat eaten plate and let me see. If I recall correctly, that is a variety of a salmon fish that is specially grown here in the Empire, or specially breeded here in the Empire. Uh, the name is eluding me, I'm afraid. I could go ask one of the chefs. I'm afraid I'm not quite the connoisseur of flavors.
Oh, don't
Although,
strain yourself. I am a long-time fisherman myself. I have never tasted anything like it. It's
I am
very potent.
I'm quite happy that you are enjoying your meal, that you enjoyed your breakfast. I'll be sure to pass along your condolences to the chefs.
Thank you. And my second question is there
Oh,
anyone
compliments. Why did I say condolences? Compliments. Come on, brain.
say
Condolence.
say my condolences for the dead fish they had to kill to feed me. Thank you so much. I respect it. Um. Okay, back. My second question is definitely more. I assume of your standards. Is there anyone around here that has a high knowledge of the map of this continent and locations? Um,
Um, hmm. If you're, I presume you're asking about a cartographer.
yes. I'm sorry, I'm not one with words.
Well, unfortunately, the royal cartographer can only be requested through the word of the emperor or empress.
Is
Um, but in town, um, hmm, maybe go to the opulent path. The store owner there, Madame Ida, she, or Adina, sorry. She tends to have some maps available, as well as jewelry, general goods that you would be procuring.
I guess that might work. I'm only in the knowledge of a singular location. Um, I've spent my entire life up until recently in a singular place, and I'll be quite honest, at no time of the day keep track of where I am.
Oh, that's quite a reckless way to live, but it is your way. Yes, then I would definitely say go speak to Madame Adina in the
Thank you.
opulent path.
Do, is there a particular direction, or should I
Oh,
just
just head
ask
into
around?
town. It's about a 10-minute walk away from the palace. You will see a building. It's on the smaller side, but it is serviceable, and you will see her sign, the sign for the opulent path that adorns the front.
All right. Thank you so much. What was your name?
Uh, my name, my friend, is Terador. Terador.
I'll be sure to put in a good word for you if I can. I know that's kind of a big thing around here is hierarchies.
Uh, I certainly thank you, sir. And with that, he will make his way away.
All right, we'll leave and go to the place which I should have been paying attention.
The opulent path.
Dumbass.
The opulent path.
The opulent path.
The opulent. Opulent.
Should it be ocular if there's a vision? The opulent.
Opulent is the
Get
opulent
yourself a
path.
set of Oculus VR goggles. No,
Fuck
very
you, you stole my joke!
I'm going.
All right. So as all of you tend, Nakax, you are eventually served another bowl. Go. You are making your way to the shop. And this would be during the time that you guys were off looking for the magic stuff. So as you make your way inside, the opulent path is a very lush shop, if small. You can see that there are different shelves that are kind of stacked and mounted against the various walls. And you can also see that each of the walls seem to be sectioned, almost as if there's been a painted stripe that is dictating each of the areas where different goods are sold. Approaching you quickly as you enter is a rose-red skinned tiefling with white eyes. You can see she has very large horns that kind of curl back and down off of her neck. She has very lush braided hair that stretches back about to the middle, about a little way past her neck. And she is in a very revealing outfit. She is
Nice.
not trying to hide anything. Basically, there is very little covering her body. And she's actually a pretty good looking tiefling.
Nice.
As she approaches you, she kind of puts a finger on her chin and kind of examines you for a moment with a smile and says, "Well, hello, my dear. Welcome to the opulent path. My name is Madame Medina. What are you looking for today?"
I was told that you have a good knowledge of cartography.
Maps, yes, of course. Please, if you'll follow me. And as she turns, you see that she does actually have a tail, and as she's turning, you feel a smack from the tail against your butt as she starts walking towards the camera.
Sexual harassment.
Can't do that. That's illegal. You're gonna go to jail.
She eventually makes it to a small section where you can see that there are a series of maps that are rolled and seem to be covered with a small thin layer that holds them in their roll as they are kind of stacked against the wall. She kind of thinks for a moment. And what kind of map are you looking for? More the area, the continent?
It is a bizarre request. I understand saying this. I've lived in one place my entire life, and I currently have no idea where I'm at. I'm hoping by some astronomical chance that you have an idea as to the name of the village of which I am from, and you can point me in the right direction.
And I think I could. What is the name of your village?
I am from Falkirk.
Falkirk. One moment. She kind of reaches up and makes quite a show of it as she kind of stretches upwards and grabs onto one of the maps. She takes one of her nails, which is long, almost like a claw, as she cuts the wrapping off of the map. She opens it. Well, we are here, and as she points, you can see the town that you are in is called Norwich, or Norwick, sorry. And if you're looking for Falkirk, she kind of starts running her finger along the map for a moment, and she points more towards the center of the continent and says, "You're going to be looking somewhere around there, I believe. That would be about, I would call that maybe 3 to 4 weeks travel away from here."
It wouldn't be any time soon, but at least I have the knowledge now.
Well, if you'd like, I could sell you this map, though. You said you weren't from around here, is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, a gorgeous man such as yourself should probably head over. There's a little meeting place called the Glamour of Flesh. It's A few blocks down that way. I tend to make my way there at night. Perhaps you could meet me and we could have a bit more of a discussion.
I respect your request, and I have nothing against your lifestyle. In fact, I used to indulge in that in quite some fashion, but um, my heart belongs to one person, and she is no longer with us.
You see her kind of get a little bit deflated, but she understands. She says, "Well, can't blame a woman for trying. That is very, very admirable. You'd be surprised how many people say that exact same line and still take you up on the offer. But, tell you what. 1 gold piece and this map is yours."
That's a done deal, and I'll throw in an extra one for your kindness.
She kind of takes it in the hand, seems to caress yours for a moment, not in a sexual way, just a more like comforting way. She says, "Well, if you ever are on a day that you need a bit of forgetting, make your way down there. The girls there, or men, depending on your preference, they're good listeners."
I respect your offer.
She hands you the map, puts the 2 gold away. And says, "Well, if there's anything else I can get for you, dear."
I actually didn't really look into what you were selling.
Oh, it's general goods, nothing too extravagant, simple equipment for making your way out, though we do have quite a wide selection of cooking spices on sale here, and some outfits as well.
I don't have any use for a different outfit. Although the illusion of looking like somebody else might come in handy. What kinds of spices did you have?
Come with me. She'll begin kind of walking you over to one of the walls that has an assortment of different spices, most of them common, things that you've seen before. However, there are some harder to get spices, saffron, lemongrass, stuff like that adorns the wall. And one thing in particular that catches your eye is this pinkish gold flake that is in a rather sizable jar, maybe about the size of your palm. It is a single flake that is just resting at the bottom of it, and it's not that big. It's maybe about the end of your pinky in size.
Might I ask, what is that small pink flake?
She'll reach up and as she plucks it. Well, this has been known by many names. I prefer to call it a source of love, if you will. It has a special property that, when served to an individual, can temporarily give them a stamina boost, shall we say? On top of that, it's actually quite tasty. She'll kind of pull back a small portion of the lid and she'll put it under your nose. And as it's kind of uncomfortable in the moment, but as you take a sniff, it is very potent, very sweet. It almost has this enthralling effect on you before she puts the lid back on.
I'm thinking very, very intriguing thoughts.
I presume that means you're interested.
Perhaps. I would like to know a price.
Well, for this, as it is one of my last ones, it is on the pricier side. It's 25 gold pieces for it.
I don't know what kind of a use I would get out of this.
It's quite good in soups, or stews, odd as that sounds. it does better the longer it's cooked. As I'm sure you smelled, it's already quite potent, but the longer it has to cook, the more the flavors come out and the stronger of an effect it has.
It's good information, but I was thinking more along the lines of tactical use.
She kind of gives you... you see her get like a really wide grin on her face as her arms cross and pulls back. She says, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting in bed with an adversary, I suppose.
No, I more mean a source of trickery on someone that's, well, earned it. I am interested in the lemongrass, however.
Oh, of course. For a full jar of that, a mere 1 gold and 2 silver.
1 gold for a whole jar of lemongrass. That'll last me.
Well, it's a small jar. It's
Oh.
about the same size the size of your palm, basically. It's like
Okay.
it fits in your palm, basically. It's not it can maybe be used if you stretch it 4 or 5 times.
That much? No,
No,
more
but
than
that's
that.
but that's stretching it. If you were gonna use the proper amount, you have maybe 1 or 2 uses of it.
Fucking that. No. I use lemongrass. Come on, man.
Yeah, you're right, and this is a fantasy world.
That's fair. I'll take that back. Okay.
I am aware. I use lemongrass too. I know how potent it is. But this is a world where magic exists. Spices tend to last a bit longer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take the lemongrass and I'm sure you have pepper.
Of course.
Regular.
That's cheap. That'll be 5 silver for that. And that is a good size
Okay.
jar. Yeah.
What else do I need? Turmeric.
She'll go to the back and she'll pull one out. She'll pull out a small jar of it, like if you do like the OK symbol with your fingers, and go a little smaller. That's basically how big it is. And she says, all right. For that, you're buying a lot. We'll say a gold piece for that.
All right. So that's
So 2 gold and 2
7 silver?
and 7 silver. Yes.
Yes. All right. I will take that.
Perfect. She'll take it and take your gold, replace it, and give you over the spices.
I have one final question, and then I will bid you farewell. Do you know anyone in town that sells fishing supplies?
She smiles and points to herself.
Oh, that's very useful.
My establishment is much more of a come in and find what you're looking for. I carry all sorts of things.
I respect that highly. That's the only kind of store we had where I'm from.
All right. So you're just looking for fishing equipment for
Basic fishing rod, a couple different varieties of lures.
Yeah. So she'll actually, and there is actually a thing called a fishing tackle. It is a wooden rod, silken line, corkwood bobbers, steel hooks, lead sinkers, velvet lures, and narrowing nets, and it is literally 1 gold piece.
Okay, I will take that.
So you go ahead and add a fishing kit to your inventory.
Cool. I'll do the math for my money later.
Very cool.
I just thought of something else. I'm sorry to be taking up so much of your time.
My dear, you came to me at the perfect time. It's usually quiet around these times.
And this is a very strange one. Do you have anything that could help me benefit keeping this one they're alive or in check.
She actually giggles for a moment before she walks over, and you see her pull out a what is essentially a dog harness and leash.
I think that's a little bit much, but I appreciate the joke.
Well, you might, well, I may have something, but if you're looking, if he's being rambunctious,
Not necessarily rambunctious. Honestly, it's not about the attitude. He's actually fairly well behaved, other than trying to eat one of my friend's cloaks repeatedly. But I think I can teach him to be better. We find ourselves in combat quite a lot, and I'm greatly concerned that something is going to happen, that I cannot keep him alive.
well, there is, Mafi's, shop. He specializes in, magical wares. But if you're looking for something not a little on the lower side, check the Burgeoning Grove. It's run by Obila. She specializes in ointments and herbs like that. Perhaps she can give you something that might give him a bit more resilience.
That might actually work. Thank you so much for your time. And your name was, I'm sorry.
She says, "My name is Madame Adina."
Adina. I will try to keep that in my brain. Things escape all the time.
I'm sure I'll see you again, my dear.
You have a good day.
And you as well. Making your way out. We'll go ahead and end the session there. We'll pick up next week with you heading over to the Burgeoning Grove.
I was actually going to go look for everyone else and then do that later.
Just walking around town. I don't even know what to do.
Sorry.
Aster, as you're walking around, you will see what looks to be a bookshop called the Coddled Tale. You will see a blacksmith shop called the Master's Claw. You will see a very regal-looking establishment called the Glamour of Flesh.
I think I know what that one is.
And we'll pick this up next week. Alright, well, thank you everybody so much for watching, if indeed you still are. We'll pick this up next week. And yeah.
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.